In this HTML4 video, we're going to look at adding images and then just some other miscellaneous stuff. So I would like to put an image right up here, right at the very top. We could put it anywhere along the way, but this is where I want to put it. Need to find that spot in our code. All right, so I'm going to go just above the H1, the Mike's classes tag, and I'm going to add the image. Now, image is an empty tag. You open it and close it all in the same tag. This is not useful at all, so we need to add attributes. The first attributes we're going to add are source equals and the source of the photo. Relative path here, so I can leave it like that. I can use the /, which means from here, grab Colbert M JPEG, don't go into any other folders or anything. It's right here. So now I know where to go find the photo. The other thing that's required is the alt tag. And the alt tag is the descriptor that is used. It's got a few different uses. The first is if the image is not available, this text will display. The second, probably bigger, more important use, if you're looking at visually impaired voice-based interfaces that read web pages to you, when it gets to this photo, it'll read the alt tag, whatever's in the alt tag. So the alt tag is required. Source and alt are required in it with the image element. The other use of the alt tag is search engine optimization, and we talk a little bit about this in class, but basically it's how pages get ranked, how search engines rank pages. It's all mathematical algorithm stuff, and this alt tag is not the only thing that's used, but it makes up one piece of that SEO. So we've got this, we got our image tag set, we've pointed it to the right photo, we've given it the alt tag, so the two required things are there. It's an empty tag, so we close it up immediately with our / and greater than sign, so let's save it. So let's see what happens when we refresh. And the page is broken. It's not working. Okay. As you can see, it's broken, and in Firefox it displays the alt text. Here in Chrome, it just gives you something that's broken. It doesn't even display the alt tag. So the problem is, I said that the photo was right here. The photo is not. It's down in a folder called Pictures. So let's go back and modify. So from where we are now, from where index.html is, go into the pictures folder, look for colbertm.jpg. Now let's see what we get. There we go. Just that easy. I can have, so the source is required because it needs to know where to find it. Alt is required because we use it for some important stuff. The other option that we have, or the other thing that we can use, is called title. And if I look at the image in Firefox, if I hover it there for a few seconds, nothing occurs. In Chrome, yeah, nothing occurs. In Internet Explorer, still nothing is occurring there. We should be seeing a tooltip pop up. So let's go ahead and add in the title. It might also be a little different since we're working off our desktop instead of a server. The title, does almost exactly the same thing as the alt does. It's just some browsers use title, some browsers use alt for the tooltips. So let's save that and try again. There we go. See the little thing that pops up there? That's called a tooltip. Firefox uses title. Alt is still required, but Firefox doesn't read alt. Firefox reads title. Let's see, what about Chrome? Looks like Chrome's using title as well. And Internet Explorer, the version 8 used to use Alt. Let's see what if it's... Looks like it's using title now as well. So title, while it's not required, it's a good idea for the tooltips. You could put anything in there that you wanted to. The other thing that we can do with images, we can specify height or width. It's probably just a good idea to declare one of them. If you declare both, you can knock the proportions out of the image. So let's do a height equals 50 pixels. Okay, so we can change the size of the image. Again, it's probably a good idea to specify one or the other. If you tried to specify both and your proportions were off, it'll make the image look goofy. Okay, so you're probably just going to declare one or the other, but not both. Well, one of the other things that's useful, you can have comments in your code so but they will not appear in the browser or will not be rendered by the browser. So to comment, I'm going to less than exclamation dash dash space. Now it becomes a comment. When I'm done with the comment, I'm going to dash dash greater than. Okay, so all of this should now, this should appear, but we shouldn't see this comment. And we do not. So it's an easy way just to document the code, especially if you're doing anything tricky. You don't want to put passwords or anything like that in there, but it can be useful. If I'm trying to get something to work and it's just not quite working, or if I want to pre-stage something, I could go ahead and comment it out. Okay, so I've commented out the photo or the whatever the case may be there. Now you can't see it. Now when it's time to release that photo, I can just simply remove the comment and the photo comes back. Another thing with comments is they do display when you're viewing the source. Okay, so I've just commented out that photo again. Photo's gone. However, if I do a view page source, I can see right there. So again, you're not going to do this for anything. There's absolutely no security behind this. So you're just doing it to make simple comments or simple tests to help you with your train of thought and your logic or whatever within the web page. Okay, so that's commenting the code, which can be pretty useful. The other thing that you might be interested in are special characters that you could put in there. I could come down here to the bottom of the page, and I want to create a div or a division for the footer. So I'm going to open the div. I'm going to close the div. All right. And this is going to be the footer, and so I'm going to have the top information. I can put in, let's put in a break, and I can put all contents, and then I want the copyright symbol. I can do and copy Mike Colbert. So this should make our little circle with a C in it for the copyright symbol. Let's see what happens. And it does. Circle with a C. You can do several different items can be put in this way. You can put in Greek letters and delta and epsilon. And now we have a fraternity in there. You can add in degree symbols, math symbols. If we don't like this really simple type of apostrophe that we have there, we could add in a fancier apostrophe. If you're declaring it with words, you just declare it with and then the word. If you're declaring it with a number, you have to do an and then the pound sign. 8217 is the fancy apostrophe. And if we look at it now and then we refresh, it's got the handy dandy little curly mark on it. And I've got one too many. And close it up. There we go. So you can use special ASCII characters, and I'll show you a table of those here in just a minute. The last thing I want to talk about is validation. So we've decided that we want to use XHTML 1.1, and we want everything to be built for XHTML 1.1. That's what we want the browser to use. That's the language we've tried to use. So we can use, here's the w3schools.com HTML tutorial. Gives you some different examples of text and those kinds of things. You can follow some of these links over here. This is what we're interested in. Elements and valid language, XHTML 1.1. So you can come down and see that we used to be able to have a Java applet in older versions of HTML and XHTML. In 1.1, no Java applet. We used to be able to center things. In XHTML 1.1, we cannot center things. So this shows you what comments or what tags are valid in XHTML 1.1. If you click into them, defines them, the browser support, shows you usage, gives you some examples, those kinds of things. So you can dig around on there. Here are some of those ASCII characters that we had talked about. If you need the infinity sign, you can do and infin, or you can do and pound 8734 semicolon and get the infinity sign. And here are some of the more used ones: euro, copyright, trademark, register, cent, those kinds of things. The validator. We can validate three things: by URL, by file upload, or direct input. So if you have this on Instruct, you can put your Instruct URL in there. I don't have it on Instruct. I'm working from my desktop, so I'm going to do a file upload. Choose file. Index.html. And check it. And we're good to go. XHTML 1.1, green is good. It's passed. If it had a problem, such as it were missing the closing H1 tag there, it will come back with errors. So that one tag, now all of a sudden it's finding 19 errors. Some really strange stuff as we're going along here. You dig around, you just got to chase these down. Eventually, we're going to come to this. H1 looks like it might be missing line 12, so I can get into here. I can find line 12 in Notepad++. Yes, it's missing. Save that up. And everything is green, so it's valid XHTML 1.1 code. So every browser should interpret it using those XHTML 1.1 rules. Now the browsers are going to interpret it a little differently, such as that tooltip problem and things like that. When we get into style sheets, we really get into some flakiness. But for the most part, things should work pretty well.